Byrne said. She said, you know, Jamie has a great role, she does a great performance, and then, if she had been at MGM, another movie would have been in the can and ready to release. And that was the way you built stars, and that there's nothing in place to do that now. You make a picture, then you gotta fool around for 2 years, struggling with this and that before you can, in other words, a lot of energy is lost.
Well, I think today the problem that the people, you know, the young people like Jamie and Kelly have is that there's no continuity. There's not someone who is helping you to build your foundation. They give you one brick with the picture, say, and you know, and then you've got to find the other bricks yourself. You know, so go hunt, you know, go fish, like the card game. But with me, they gave you know, they put the one brick down, but they had the other brick ready to go, and that helped build the foundation. And the fact that Jamie in particular has built such a strong base is because she had to go out and fight for it, but she can. And thank gosh. But it would have, I think it would have happened faster under the system I came in.
Well, you know, the system that you came into also, you know, when first I need to know from you how you met. I know how you met, but you gotta tell me how you met Tony. And then the fact that the decision for you two to get married was a hard decision given that context, because the studios had 2 big stars and they didn't want the marriage, you know, the thinking.
Well, I met Tony at a cocktail party at Lucy's, which was across the street from RKO, and I was making Jet Pilot at the time. As a matter of fact, the press agent, which is kind of funny, the press agent who handled whatever, it was some sort of beverage, I don't remember what, but anyway, the press agent who handled that product that the party was given in honor of is now my agent, Amzell, which is kind of funny. But anyway, I met him there and did notice that he was attractive. And I guess he noticed something about me, and anyway, he called a few days later and pretended to, I'm sure you've heard the story, because I knew Cary Grant. I had met him on the arcade lot, and I received a phone call from, he said, I can't do invitations, so I'm not good, but he did Cary Grant very well. Tony did him very well. You know, hello, Janet, and it's Cary here, and I. And I thought to myself, how strange that he would be calling. Not that I don't know him, but I mean, you know. And he said, I was wondering, you know, if you were free Saturday night for dinner. And I just flashed that I had read in the trades, you know, the Reporter and the Variety, that Tony Curtis was well known for his imitation of Cary Grant, and so it hit me. And I said, well, Cary, I'm terribly sorry. I really am busy for a Saturday night. I have a date with Tony Curtis. And so that was how we met. When we decided to get married, Tony's first picture had just come out, first leading role, Prince Who Was a Thief. The studio knew they had a hot item because the girls went bananas. I had made, let's see, at least by that time, probably 12 pictures. I was billed above the title at that point, and so, not that that means anything, but you know, that's how sometimes people.
But it did then.
Sometimes people measured where you were by that. But anyway, and so I was quite established, and the studio, Universal, had high hopes because of Tony's reception by the fans in The Prince Who Was a Thief, his first feature. And so when we decided to get married, the studios were not thrilled, especially Universal, because they felt this new heartthrob, you know, getting married would put a kibosh on the, you know, appeal. MGM wasn't quite as nervous. They still preferred me single because it was more interesting, they felt. But they weren't as nervous because I had made.
Right.
Waiting, hold on.
Start from MGM.
You're clear.
MGM wasn't quite as concerned because I had done, so many pictures before, and there was a good possibility I still would be okay. But they just would have preferred leaving it alone. Anyway, I must say, at that point, Tony did say to me, if my career depends on being single, then I don't have much of a career anyway. And we did get married, and the odd thing was that it did not hurt his status as a sex symbol or the teen idol. It enhanced it because for some reason they embraced the two of us as their married couple. I mean, it was strange. The fans, we were there. We became their ideal way of being married. They identified with us that way. It's like, I never forget getting off the train in Boston one time. We were going there on location, and maybe 500, young people met us and everything. One girl came, put her arm around me. She said, "Now, when are we going to have our baby?" And it was like her baby. It was. I mean, and not in a bad way. I mean, it was sweet, but that was how they took to us.